Okay, guys. So, just to give you an overview of the general idea, uh, I'm planning this blog website, and I would like it to run on Kubernetes for the sake of doing some practice. Because at mid year, sometime June or July, I want to do the CKA or the CKAD. One of them. So I'm doing some preparation in the meanwhile. So, the first step in doing that, of course, is having a cluster. The first step in doing that, of course, is having some form of a cluster. So the idea here is to provision a cluster on my Proxmox home server using Terraform, and then we take the IP addresses from the servers that was provisioned, and then we send them into an Ansible inventory file, and then we use Ansible to bootstrap Kubernetes on each of these server, and then we how to say we go from there. So this is the first phase in it, and I think it went pretty well, although it took me some time. So step one, first you need some way for Terraform to communicate with Proxmox. You can go to the registry and look for Proxmox. I use the Telnet Proxmox provider. Um, you can use the what's it called? The BPG. I tried the BPG before, but so for some reason, Telnet just seems a bit easier in terms of setting things up. But both are okay. I read some forums online. Both are okay. Both work the same. One is a bit newer than the other. So we get the provider information, chuck it into providers here. I use the latest version. This Cloudflare, I'll get to that. I'll get to that later. I use the latest version. And then we needed an API token for for the sake of getting Terraform to talk to Proxmox. So in your Proxmox server, go to API token, add API token, you choose the user, you get the token some form of ID. Okay, I just used my name, and then after you do the API token, you need to how to say remember to you uncheck. You can uncheck or check privilege separation. Okay, uncheck or check it. I unchecked mine because if you do check it, then you need to distill the ACLs down to specifically what you want, and because it's my home lab, really doesn't it really doesn't matter. Okay. Then after we go down to roles, no, so we made the token, then we go down to permissions here, sweet, and then we add API token permission, and then I used root. That means you can control everything. I selected my my token, and then I administrator, and then I added it. So that way I have this token, and then you will get some how to say the API token ID and API token secret, which you chuck into there. I just have mine in my variable file, so you can't see it. And then for the URL, the Proxmox URL. So we usually connect to Proxmox just using the 8006 port. But the if you look at the documentation, it states that for the URL you have to add I think it's API 2.json here. The URL has to end with this. Okay. So remember that when you're putting in the URL. Again, I just put it all as a variable to keep it simple. to keep it simpler. So this and then again I have the Cloudflare provider because I have a domain on Cloudflare and I'll be creating a Cloudflare tunnel to point so that my Kubernetes cluster can be accessed on my domain. So after we get the API the API token, then we can jump into Proxmox. Um, and the first thing we have to do is create some form of template. You need to create a cloud init template so that we can use. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, that's just my daughter asking for ice cream. A cloud init template so that we can use. So for the template, I kind of have a list of. Let me just open up my Obsidian so I can go walk you through it. So you go into the root. Just get a scissors, please, and I'll help. Yeah. To be honest, I believe I have it directly in the MD. Yes. Yes. So here we follow this to build the template. So we just check and make sure that we have internet. Then we create some form of a shell called 5000, name it Ubuntu Cloud with some memory, some core connected to this. This is the only network bridge standard for Proxmox. And then we add this image to it. So I got the image from Ubuntu Cloud image. Here I just chose the LTS Jammy because I know Jammy. I've used it many times current, and I just downloaded the one that's written KVM because Proxmox uses KVM. So and when you download this image, it's saved into this file. If you look here, Jammy, so you cd into this file. Can you